Good afternoon, evening. Kelly started in the afternoon. I took a break, but I started in the afternoon, and now I'm back for the evening. Is that how this works, I guess?
I thought it was – I just looked at my watch, and I thought it was like 9:30 at night. I said, it's only 7:30.
Oh, you've had a long day.
Hey, I've been on the road. And,
it's been a good day, though, right?
Yeah. Had to pick up some parts, got rid of some parts, and, just doing what I do. Had to pick up a motor, and so.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're here for the third game of the night here at the Spartan Tip-Off Classic at Bushnell Prairie City High School. This is TSSR Game Time Live presented by McDonough District Hospital. And this is the pregame show brought to you by JoJo's Gaming Parlor. JoJo's Gaming Parlor offers the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game nights, check out TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH Events live on the big screens. Join your friends at JoJo's located at 776 North Cole Street in Bushnell. Cheer the Spartans on to victory. Macomb, a big winner in the opener against West Prairie. Illini West holds on with some good free throw shooting down the stretch to beat Illini Bluffs. And Bushnell and West Hancock getting ready to go at it here as we get ready for the national anthem, as both teams are going to line up. The cheerleaders in each corner, per usual, crossed back and forth between Titans and BPC cheerleaders. So we'll bring you the national anthem and then talk about the starting lineups for the two teams as we move forward. Now we'll get ready for the starting lineups. And Kelly, we'll go ahead and talk through the starting lineups here. A couple drastically different kind of games thus far tonight. A big-time win, 40-plus point win for Macomb in the opener. And then the next game tied 42-42, and then free throws made the difference.
Yeah, down the stretch, and one of the things, everybody's got different coaching strategies, and you see so much, especially in a tournament, but I thought that possibly Illini Bluffs might foul a little bit earlier, because going into that last stretch, that last 2 minutes there, Illini West hadn't made that many free throws. I mean, their free throw shooting wasn't that good, but they came down the stretch, and it was clutch, which was the difference in the ballgame.
Yeah, I guess if you make them early, it's not as much needed at the end necessarily, but if you can hit them at the end, it makes your life a whole lot easier, doesn't it?
Yes, and, my thought process is let's just make them all, early and late, and we won't have to worry about it.
Well, that's a novel idea. Sometime easier said than done, though, right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right, but, as we've talked before, when you look at the scorebook at the end of the night, the team that makes the most free throws 98% of the time is going to be the team that's going to win.
Almost every coach, and you've been there, almost every coach will tell you if you can make more free throws than the other team shoots, you'll win that game.
Oh, without a doubt.
And they did that in that game, I'm sure, just because they shot so many at the end and made them.
And, free throws and rebounds, those are the two things. Win ball games.
And we talk about three-pointers a lot because they can change momentum. But it's not very often that the three-pointer is actually the thing that wins you the game. Sometimes it does.
Unless you run the style of offense, like a Grinnell-style offense, where you're shooting 70 to 83s a night.
Right. Well, Bittner won the tip, but it's tipped around and finally picked up by Siegfried for West Hancock. And that's who will have the opening tip here as we're underway for this final game of night number 4 as Lemaire drives, has it stripped away. And Mackay West, more or less, or I think it was, I don't know if that was Horwittle or West, whichever one of them had it down there, just pretty much handled it to Lemaire out of bounds. Did you notice that? Yeah, you're out of bounds. It'll be our basketball, and I don't have to worry about traveling. Just take it. So it is Horwittle driving, and I don't know how that wasn't a travel, and then Braun's going to lose it out of bounds. Somebody must have got a hand on it, maybe.
I think it was Euro step.
He did not get away with the Euro step last night or Wednesday night. We were joking about that because the Illini Bluffs kids were using the Euro step, and BPC was not getting away with it. There's Luke Jacko with the shot. Lemaire with it. Let us know where you're watching from and who you're cheering for here tonight on TSSR Game Time Live. Lemaire with it. I wonder if his dad's Matt.
I have no
idea.
idea.
Puts up the shot, not the best looking shot, but it's going to be tracked down by Horwittle.
I would more likely say Mr.
Mr. Lemaire? Now, if it's Matt, it's probably not Mr. Matt was in high school when I was in high school back in the day. Warsaw FFA member. So there is Bittner with it. Going to lose the ball. Lemaire dives on the floor after it. Siegfried comes up with it. And it's going to slow things down. 6:40 to go. No score here. Lemaire gets it out to Gerhardt. Back to Siegfried. Himes with it now. Lemaire looks at the three, doesn't take it. He's going to drive. Left-handed layup off, no good. West didn't get in position, but got there enough just to make him switch from the right to the left.
Yes. Make it difficult.
Oh, there's a pick and roll from Bittner to Sam Hensley, and BPC has the first bucket of the contest. They lead 2-0. Yep, that's the first foul of the contest, just like that as well, as Horwittle tried to get to the ball before the Titans player did and didn't quite get there in time.
I was about ready to say, they've really called this game pretty good so far. No fouls, and then boom. But it was a foul.
Yeah, it was. I was talking to Mr. Ippenson during the pregame, talking about philosophies of refereeing and coaching, as a matter of fact. Had Coach Dahl and Coach Duncan were down there, and now from behind to steal. Gerhardt runs all the way up the bleachers and all the way back down and gets the steal and saves it inbounds. Lemaire takes it back the other way for the Titans. His jumper is off, no good, and Himes reaches over Hensley. When I played, that probably would have been a foul.
I was going to say he's lucky that there wasn't a foul there.
Gage Scott checks in to replace Alec Himes. Himes has seemed a little off from what I've seen him play in the 2 games I've watched. The West Hancock Titans are 1-1 in the tournament, but that start for him did not look fluid as compared to what he's been doing. He might have ate too much turkey. Needs to get some turkey worked off, and he'll be okay, I'm sure. Bittner for 3, left corner, actually. Bittner hits a 3, and the Spartans lead 5-0. Lemaire to Scott for 3. It's short. Rebound to Horwittle. He brings it up. On the dribble still. Going to give it to Bittner. Bittner out at the 10-foot line. Sets up the offense. Siegfried is going to harass him out there. And reaches in and steals it away. And it's going to go off of Bittner out of bounds. Siegfried kind of lulled Bittner into thinking that he was backing off there for a second, and just as he's kind of leaned back, he jumped right back in and knocked it away.
Poked it away from him.
Lemaire on the drive now, dumps it out, but Bittner's there to steal it.
Bittner's long, very long.
Yes, he is. Now he's going to go to the rack, and his layup is good. A little fake pass and finger roll is good for the senior, and it's 7-0 BPC. Gerhardt with it. Right side to Siegfried. Down low it goes to Luke Jacko. He's pushed by West underneath the basket. Now out to Lemaire. Lemaire on the dribble. Left side jumper is good. Colin Lemaire gets the bucket to fall. Gets the Titans their first basket of the contest. 4:13 remaining in the first quarter. It's 7-2. Bittner looks at the three, doesn't take it. He's going to drive now, put up the something. I think he wanted to try to draw a foul when he fell down, but he kind of brought that on himself, didn't he?
Yeah, no foul called.
Lemaire on the dribble, picked up by West, and that might have been a travel. Siegfried's going to drive in, leads with the knee, and Bittner thought better of trying to take that charge when Siegfried was coming with the knee. He got kind of just bailed out of the way. I can't say that I blame him a whole lot. That knee was coming right about chest level. Horwittle, pull-up jumper from the free throw line. A long rebound to Jacko, and it's 7-4 with 3:32 remaining. Scott's going to drive and trap. Oh,
that'd be on Hensley.
It will be on Hensley. I don't know about that. That's a Coach Dahl is probably going to send Himes in for Lemaire here, and we're going to take a mass timeout. And when Gage Scott gets over there, Coach Dahl may say, "You just got bailed out, young man."
Yeah.
This game being brought to you by Yetter Farm Equipment. Yetter Farm Equipment, with facilities in Colchester, Macomb, is an agricultural equipment manufacturer that has been in business since 1930, and they are currently hiring. Start a new career with excellent benefits and starting hourly wages of $18 to $24 per hour. For more information, call 309-776-4111 or visit them online at yetterco.com/careers. And Hensley Grain, a rural Bushnell, has a long family history of taking an active role in the Bushnell Prairie City School District, especially Spartan athletics. Good luck, Spartans, in your winter 2021 athletic campaigns. And Good Hope Gardens. Good Hope Gardens located at 445 East Main Street in Good Hope. Open April through October for all of your fresh produce needs. Be sure to follow them on Facebook to find out when they are open and ready for business next spring. Currently, they have all the fall stuff taken care of and packed away, and they'll be ready for spring come about April or so. Grover and Mary Jo DeCounter and family invite you to Good Hope Gardens. Come see where it's grown. 3:29 to go in the first quarter. 2 fouls for the Spartans, none for the Titans. Spartans lead 7-4. It is Titans basketball underneath their own basket to open this or out of this timeout, and not a very fluid basketball game to this point. Siegfried's going to have a shot blocked by Bittner. Bittner landed right on Siegfried's foot, it looked like, too.
I will tell you that Joliet Catholic's leading at the end of the first quarter 13-6 over Sacred Heart Griffin.
Sacred Heart Griffin's coaching staff has a long history, don't they? Hensley's
Yes,
shot is
they
off
do.
no good.
Coach Leonard.
It was the Leonard Bowl last week.
Yes.
He beat his son from Rochester. Now Siegfried for three left side. Count the basket, and Bittner's going to get called for the foul on Himes as he tried to push through Himes. The basket is good. We're tied, and Bittner's going to get the foul. That means that the Titans will get the ball. We're knotted at 7.
Siegfried hit the three, didn't he?
Yep, he did. And now Siegfried's going to shoot another one, and he bounced that one off the front and back of the rim. Ezra Mason, who is in the game, got the rebound for BPC. 2:48 remaining, and we're knotted at 7, so we're starting over. And now Hensley's going to get called for an offensive foul. That's his second.
Yes.
Lemaire checking back in for the Titans. He'll replace Gerhardt. Gage Scott will take the ball inbounds now. As Hensley's got 2 fouls early in this one. Siegfried, little pick and roll that there wasn't really any pick there. Everybody fell off and stole it away as Luke Jacko tried to roll to the basket. Hensley with it, has it stripped away, picks it up, goes across to Bittner, pump fake. Long look at a three, he'll take it, it's good. 10-7, BPC back on top, 2:14 remaining in the first quarter. Lemaire has it. He's going to give it to Gage Scott. He'll drive, and Ezra Mason, they're going to call Luke Jacko on the offensive foul.
Wow.
Well, I think that's one of those deals. That was about the same thing. Hensley got called for at the other end, and the officials say if we call it on one side, got called the other way, right? Wasn't a whole lot to it, but probably by definition, that ball's tipped away out of bounds by Gage Scott. 1:59 remaining in the first quarter, 10-7. Ezra Mason with it on the inbounds pass. Horwittle has it tipped away from behind. Lemaire out to Gage Scott, who shuffled his feet, trying to get into step, and he makes the bucket. That was almost a travel before he put the ball down, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was close.
And now another lackadaisical pass is knocked out of bounds by Gerhardt. And the Spartans, who have Carter Alleman in the ball game, and now Dalton Strode getting ready to check in as well. Horwhittle's going to take a seat. This West Hancock team isn't, I wouldn't say super quick or fast, but they are technically sound, and they get into passing lanes very well.
Yeah, they play good hard defense.
I mean, they're not slow, and that's not what I was trying to say, but it's not like it's not sheer athletic ability that allows them to get into those passing lanes. They understand the game.
Yeah. Now, they're also in the Prairie Land, aren't they?
I believe so. Oh, Daryl Ippenson just ran over a cheerleader on the baseline.
I saw that.
And now, going to call a block on Jacko. Jacko's going to pick up his second foul. The official down there, Daryl, the cheerleader, is sitting back against the bleachers now. She's going to try to hide a little bit from the camera and from the official, I think. The other cheerleaders turned around with their faces in their pom-poms not to laugh, I think. They're all wearing masks, though, so how would you tell if they're laughing?
That's exactly right. They're doing a lot of giggling down there.
Bittner for three. It's off the back of the rim, no good. Barker, who's in the game, gets a rebound. He loses it. Alleman on the floor with it. A jump ball is going to be called. And it's going to stay with BPC with the 53.9 seconds remaining. 10-9 is still the score.
Barker's a big kid, too.
He is a big kid. He is a true post player.
Yes.
And he's not, and we say big, he's not we don't mean that in a bad way. He's just stocky,
thick,
big kid. Siegfried all over the back of Alleman, knocks that one away. Gerhardt is going to have it. Lemaire to Gerhardt for three. It's good. And the Titans have their first lead of the game at 12-10. Mason with it now, 30 seconds remaining in the first quarter. And Barker's going to get called for the hip check on the pick.
That's the third one of those they've called tonight, isn't it?
They're calling that pretty close, aren't they? Braun and Horwittle checking back in.
You know, sometimes you see the calls like that, and when you go to officiating meeting, every year they have a point of emphasis, and it doesn't make a difference if it's football, basketball, baseball, softball, or whatever. And a lot of times those point of emphasis show up a lot.
Right. Lemaire with it, 12 seconds remaining. He dumps down the corner to Himes, way down deep in the corner, and he was behind the backboard, and he hit the side of it. 3 seconds, 2. Himes knocks it away and loses it out of bounds. 0.8 seconds remain. Dalton Strode probably should have just kept that, right?
Yeah.
Instead of trying to pass it off.
And let one fly.
Horwittle.
A little slow on the button there, wasn't he?
Horwittle threw it, and that one same cheerleader almost got hit by the ball. Wasn't paying attention very well. She's having a bad day down there.
Yeah.
She is having a bad day. We're going to take a break here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. We'll be back right after this.
MDH has committed to having a top-notch OB-GYN unit.
The new facility, the Dolores Cater Schweitzer Women's Center, this is a quality facility that the patients need to match the quality of care.
And then we also have a new clinic which is state-of-the-art.
And here at McDonough, we have a team. And everybody feels like they're a part of the successes that we have.
We have a strong team in our office and in labor and delivery. You will get the best care at McDonough District.
And welcome back to Bushel Prairie City High School. Second quarter of play. It's 12-10. The Titans with the lead over BPC. BPC led until a 3 with about 28 seconds left in the quarter. Resulted in a 2-point lead.
Yeah, they had 9 points for, what was it? Very long time, or 7. You know, they were ahead. And then the Titans just kept fighting and clawing their way back into it.
Just got a text message saying that I am correct. That's Matt Lemaire's boy. Colin is. Gearhart with it. Scott tries to drive on Alleman, and Alleman all up in his mug. Back to Lemaire. Lemaire's going to drive around to Horwittle, dump it out corner to Siegfried for 3. It's short. And Himes goes over the top of Hensley. But Hensley comes down with it finally. 7:30 remaining in the first half. 3 on the way from Horwittle. It's off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound put back by West is missed, and Lemaire comes down with it. And a steal, jump ball, and the possession is going to go to BPC. Tipped away by Horwittle from Lemaire, and then they fell on the floor with it with him. Those two and Braun, and it ended up being a jump ball.
You know, I'm kind of surprised to see Sam back in there this quick. I thought he may set him till about 5 minutes just so he don't pick up that third foul.
Horwittle with it. Let's just hope he didn't jinx him right there. And he's going to have it tipped. Oh, they're going to call a foul. Hines is going to pick up the foul, team foul number 3. And that was a pass right into Lemaire. Now good outlet to Himes, and he's going to get the layup. 14-10 is the score. Braun with it. Dumps it out to West. West, yeah, that could have very well been called a double, but it wasn't. Hensley puts it up and gets it to fall. First bucket of the quarter, and the first bucket in quite some time for BPC. Now Siegfried is wide open, and he nailed one from there a minute ago. Missed that one, though. That's the same spot, Kelly, that he took the lead shot from. BPC with a chance to tie or take a lead now. Into Alleman it goes. Going to call a foul on the floor. It's going to be on Himes or Siegfried, I'm not sure.
I think on Himes.
It is on Himes, you're right. This is second. 14-12. Lewis Siegfried checking in. Coach Dahl talked about somebody not able to play the other day. I think it was Siegfried who twisted an ankle going down the stairs. Wasn't able to play the other night. Now Bittner has it tipped away.
Oh!
Goes off of Bittner, according to the official, and out of bounds. Possession to West Hancock. There's a whole lot of black jerseys there. But you know how you solve that problem is you take better care of the basketball, and you don't get put in that situation.
Yep. You are correct about that.
Gearhart. It's funny how that works. A 1-2-2 zone a little bit, it looks like, here for BPC now. We talk about that a lot, don't we, about officials doing this or officials doing that, but a lot of times that the team hadn't got themselves in the position, that official wouldn't have had to make a call to begin with.
You're exactly right, you know. And you hear so much about that last call at the game. Well, it doesn't matter what it is. If you're playing baseball, if you'd had a hit, it wouldn't have made a difference.
2 batters earlier, something like that.
Yes, and, you know,
or if you'd have made one free throw a little earlier or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, it wouldn't have.
That call wouldn't have made any difference.
Now, did it because all that other stuff happened? Maybe. But if you'd have just taken better care of things on the way there, it wouldn't have mattered, right?
Yeah, and that's something we talked about earlier in the week with not enough officials to go around.
I was talking to some officials, Sullivan actually, down at the hospitality room as West makes a bucket, and this game is tied at 14. And he has the 11:30 game tomorrow, and then has to be in Brown County for the 3 o'clock game. Siegfried's 3 is off, no good. Has to be in Brown County for the 3 o'clock game. 11:30 he's going to be hustling.
Yes, he is.
Not much break there. And there's a bailout right there as Bittner went into the lane, and looks like Siegfried's going to get called for the foul. Oh, number 10. Gerhardt picks it up. Bittner's shooting 2, and Bittner went in there with his head down. And a timeout on the floor is going to be charged to West Hancock.
And the problem with going from here to Brown County, there's not an easy way to get there.
No, there's not.
I mean, Rushville and lacrosse is probably going to be the quickest way to get there.
Yes, it is. It's not the best route. At least it's during the day, though, right? Not at night with deer running around.
Yes. I know that route very well. My daughter lives in Pittsfield, so I got to go down that way all the time.
This game being brought to you by Rosie's Pizza. Rosie's Pizza offers something for everyone with pasta, sandwiches, and, of course, pizza. Dine in or carry out at 458 East Main Street in Bushnell. They also offer delivery to Good Hope, Adair, and all points in between. For delivery, call 309-772-2101. Have you had Rosie's Pizza before, Kelly?
Yes, I have.
It is really good pizza.
It is.
And what I like maybe best of all from there is their Philly cheesesteak. No mushrooms, extra cheese.
Not a mushroom man, huh?
No, not really. And Philly is supposed to have onions and green peppers.
Yes.
First free throw is good by Bittner. And what's funny about me saying that is I'm not a green pepper guy either. But on a Philly, got to have it.
I like them all.
Second one is good as well. So if you're here tomorrow and you want to go somewhere and get some food, that is the place to do it, folks. Go to Rosie's and pick you up some pizza or a sandwich. They have great pasta as well. And great hospitality. Taylor Gustafson, who stopped and saw us last night, might be there. And they're going to call another illegal pick. That's the fourth one. And that's against Gage Scott, number 20. That's team 6. BPC's in the bonus the rest of the way.
Like I said, that must have been a point of emphasis this year.
If it wasn't this year, it was tonight. It's that official's the one calling it, though. He's called it all but one time, I think. Horwittle down low, turnaround jumper with the left hand is good. And BPC has an 18-14 lead.
That's his first bucket on the night.
Titans have only scored 2 points in this quarter. With 3:40 to go. Siegfried with it. Lemaire, Gerhardt. Skips it down to Siegfried, back up to Lemaire. Left wing, and it goes to Scott. He tracks it down. This is more of a 3-2, isn't it?
Yeah, but Bittner
or a
really
2-1-2 almost.
He really drops down low. See how low they got him dropping down?
Yeah, it's almost like a 2-1-2 kind of or something like that. Siegfried for 3, and he's going to get called for the travel. Shuffled his feet. Basket is no good.
You know, they really got him on that backside help, and they got him sinking low. And the big thing is getting him up on the boards is where they want him to take that middle out.
So timeout on the floor. It is the COVID timeout. We'll take a break as well and be back here on TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH just after this.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and that care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's
like a huge weight lifted.
I chose physical therapy because I knew I wanted to be in the healthcare field. I wanted to be able to help patients in some way related to more in depth. We get to know our patients, and that's really what kind of sets us apart.
Welcome back to Bushnell Prairie City High School. The Spartans lead by 4, 18-14. 3:14 to go. Got a little fan running around, but I don't think he got his fingers in front of the camera, did he? He tried to give the peace sign to the camera, but it didn't. He wasn't quite long enough armed to do it. So the Spartans, I don't know if they're playing that much better or if the Titans have kind of slowed down a little bit here in the second quarter. Maybe a tidbit of both.
I think the Titans are playing I should say the Spartans are playing just a little bit better. And, you know, a lot of it has to do who's on the floor.
Bittner's on the floor now. He's the leading scorer thus far. And then Horwittle was falling out of bounds. Now Hensley's going to drive, put up the shot. It's off, no good. Bittner with the rebound and the putback, and it's good.
Well, the big thing is that they made that little run when Hensley was out.
Yes, they did. So now it's going to be Gerhardt to Lemaire. Siegfried. Gerhardt. Siegfried's going to save it in bounds. You're going to lose it out of bounds. Threw it off of West, the official says.
A lot of moans and groans from the crowd, huh?
Yeah. The other Siegfried and in. Can he save it before he gets it over? He can save it. I'm right on. I think that was a good save. You got to give Gerhardt some hustle points on that. He got there, I think. Don't you think?
It was close.
I mean, the ball has to touch over, right? It can be in the air over.
Yeah, it can be in the air.
And it hadn't touched yet. And he was on the other side when he jumped. I don't know how that was over and back. But BPC gets the ball nonetheless. Hensley with it. Horwittle cut to the basket. Now Hensley's going to drive on Siegfried. Now up top to Bittner. Bittner now. Back step. Gives it to Hensley to Horwittle. Horwittle on the drive now. Over to the left side. Backs it out. 2:03 remaining here in the first half. Horwittle with it. Horwittle comes to the floor. How on earth do you call that?
I thought it should have been a travel before anything.
He was on the ground with the ball, and the West Hancock player was on top of him. How does he get called for a push on that? Oh, well. You know how he gets called for a push on that? The official called it. That's how it happens.
That's exactly right. Not going to change it.
Nope. And then Bittner probably got away with one there. Now, that's not good.
That hurt.
Both teams are in the bonus now. Dalton Horwittle is going to pick up the foul. His third. Grant Braun's going to replace him.
Man.
Brian Gerhardt. He landed right on the basketball. Folks,
that had
missed it.
I thought it was either his knee because of the way his leg went.
First free throw is good. He'll get the bonus. That's the first point they've scored since very early in this quarter, right?
Yes.
They scored the first points of the quarter and hadn't scored since then. But again, just like last night, BPC is holding people, or Wednesday night, they held West Prairie scoreless practically, but could never open up a lead. And the same thing tonight. They just can't open anything up. Hensley with it.
Can't finish.
Bittner for three, top of the key. It's good.
Got it.
23-16 now the score. And that goes off Lemaire's foot. Gathered it back up. Boy, how often do you kick one off your foot like that and be able to keep the dribble? That's pretty lucky. Now Alleman's going to take Siegfried's pass and knock it out of bounds. Both teams are a little lackadaisical on the passing, aren't they?
Yes.
Kind of passing that would really irks a coach.
Still got a little turkey left in him, I think.
Himes kind of came out of his turkey issue and came in and played pretty well there at the end of the first quarter. We were giving him a little bit of a hard time about that, but he came in and played pretty well. Now that is Lewis Siegfried with it. He's going to give it to Isaac Siegfried. I believe those two are brothers. if I understood Coach Dahl correctly the other night. 3 on the way from Lemaire, and he gets called for a travel too.
He did travel on that.
Yep. He got it and then took a step and then jumped to shoot.
I'm beginning to agree with officials a lot more since I'm in a different aspect.
It's funny how that works, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, Sam Hensley is the point guard.
Oh. Wow. What is that, the 5th or 6th one we've had?
6th one of those, I think. Okay, BPC had been in the bonus since over 3 minutes ago and never shot another free throw. West Hancock didn't get in there until about a minute ago, and they've shot 1 free throw. Gerhardt's, but Lewis Siegfried with it now. He's going to go to, well, he's going to try to go to Isaac. And it was knocked out of bounds by Alleman. 19 seconds exactly remaining, 19.0 on the scoreboard. 23-16 is the score. Lemaire is going to take it down to 1 shot here for West Hancock.
They get a bucket here. That will be some motivation going into the locker room.
3 would help, and there it is. Nope, it's in and out. Bittner gets it. He's going to loft it, and whoa, Gerhardt just about got it in the head.
Yeah, he did.
Holy smokes. Miles gives you another look at the ball almost hit the light at that, but man, it came right down. That couldn't have missed Gerhardt by what? A couple inches.
Yeah,
it didn't look like.
I would say 6 inches anyway.
It was close.
And if he'd have looked up, it would have got him right in the face.
Good thing it didn't hit him because that came down in a hurry. We'll take a break here. It's halftime. BPC leads West Hancock 23-16. We'll be back with some stats and a little more commentary in a couple minutes here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
We're always moving. Scratch that. We're always moving forward. But forward can sometimes look a little backwards. Or like circles. Or like nothing at all. But we never stop. We never stop because life never stops. It's hard to stop a train.
At Country Financial, we enjoy serving the community in which we live, big or small.
I love living in the Blandonsville area. It's where I grew up, went to school, and decided to raise my family. I never had a desire to live or work anywhere other than in a small town. I feel lucky to help my longtime friends and neighbors with their insurance needs. It's like working with family every day.
I'm Brett Powell, your local Country Financial representative, whose door is always open to work with you.
MDH has committed to having a top-notch OB-GYN unit.
The new facility, the Dolores Cater Schweitzer Women's Center, this is a quality facility that the patients need to match the quality of care.
And then we also have a new clinic, which is state-of-the-art.
And here at McDonough, we have a team. And everybody feels like they're a part of the successes that we have.
We have a strong team in our office and in labor and delivery. You will get the best care at McDonough District.
I became a nurse practitioner because I wanted to do more, I wanted to learn more, actually have more hands-on individually with patients. The rewarding part for me is that I get to come to work and learn something new every single day.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and that care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's
like a huge weight lifted.
Some farmers I know swear by a name, say they'd never operate anything else. Well, here are a few names for my Fendt 900 Gen 6 series. Fuel Saver, Time Maximizer, Game Changer. I like those names.
Dry needling is where you insert a filiform needle into a muscle, a tendon, a ligament, sometimes a bone, and it promotes blood flow and circulation so that it heals that particular painful area.
I chose physical therapy because I knew I wanted to be in the healthcare field. I wanted to be able to help patients in some way related to more in depth. We get to know our patients, and that's really what kind of sets us apart.
My MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation does more than just tape ankles.
They get us back on the court.
My MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation
helps me reach peak performance
in the weight room.
Prepares me for competition.
My MDH physical therapists and the fitness programs MDH offers help me on my road to recovery and improve my quality of life.
Come see why MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation was voted best of the best in McDonough County.
Good. Well, we're welcome back. It took a little longer break than anticipated. Colin Lemaire's parents came and talked to me, Kelly Harrell, which I didn't know that was his mom, and Matt Lemaire stopped by. Wanted to say hi to them. Jason Jacko is Luke Jacko's dad. All these names from bringing back the old history of my days in FFA and Section 11 back when I was much younger and fleet of foot. And, well, I never really was fleet of foot, but you know how that goes, folks. We will tell you some statistics for this contest so far. For BPC, Brian Bittner is having the game of the year thus far. 15 first-half points for the senior from BPC. 4 points for Sam Hensley, 2 points for Dalton Horwittle, and 2 points for Mackay West. A little bit more balanced for West Hancock. 5 points for Isaac Siegfried, 5 points for Brian Gerhardt, 2 points for Colin Lemaire, 2 points for Gage Scott, and 2 points for Alec Himes for the West Hancock Titans. So that's how things are shaking down right now for West Hancock and BPC. It's 23-16. Score is correct, and for some reason this thing sets back to too many timeouts all the time. So I'm going to fix that while we have a second here. They don't get 7 timeouts, folks. They only get 5. That shows 6. I don't know how that changes all the time, but we resubmit that. We'll change it to the third quarter. And everybody's starting over at 0 fouls and 23-16. It was knotted at 10 or at 7s, and then BPC took a 10-7 lead, and then West Hancock led 12 to Miles just hurt himself with the camera. It was knotted at 12 and then 14-12, and BPC then kind of took control from there, and they went to the zone, as some people up here came and talked to me, pointed out, and West Hancock struggled with the zone. I'm sure Coach Dahl and staff will be talking about that, but BPC has to feel pretty good about how at least Brian Bittner is playing. He's got 15 points here in the first half, playing pretty well for BPC. This game being brought to you by the Community's News Brief. For all your local news, subscribe to the Community News Brief weekly edition, mailed directly to your home every Friday. As an option, you can also receive Monday and Wednesday editions by email. All this for only $42 per year, or $38 per year if you're 65 or older. Single copies can be purchased at select locations in Bushnell, Colchester, and Blandonsville. And, of course, you can pick them up in Macomb as well. And MTC Communications, having slow, unreliable internet just doesn't cut it in 2021. MTC Communications offers lightning-fast, reliable fiber internet, video, phone service, and camera systems to the McDonough, Henderson, and Hancock County areas. Visit mtc.crowdfiber.com to check your availability. And McDonough District Hospital, thank you for voting McDonough District Hospital Rehabilitation Center's best of the best in McDonough County. Let their experienced and dedicated sports medicine rehabilitation staff show you why MDH has been voted best of the best in 2017, 2018, 2019, and again in 2020. 3 convenient locations to serve you, 2 in Macomb and 1 in Bushnell. And Heil Enterprises and Heil Trucking, they can take your product down the road near or far and also offer top-notch heavy-duty truck and trailer repair. The second-generation business continues to grow and continues to support BPC Athletics. Stop by and see Danny or Travis on Route 41 south of Prairie City, or call them at 309-775-3333. West Hancock did take one 30-second timeout in the first half, so they have 2 fulls and a 2:30s left. The Spartans did not take a timeout. Daryl Ippenson just takes a moment to tell me not to say anything about him running over the cheerleader at the other end of the floor. I told him it's too late. We already talked about it. Oh, Daryl. Daryl's one of the good ones, folks. He's a great guy. Shows shorthorn cattle, as a matter of fact, and had a great conversation with him during the Illini West Illini Bluffs game while Kenny was taking over the reins for us here. BPC doing a lot of things right. Maybe need to get a few more people involved in the game, and both teams need to figure out how to set a pick without drawing an offensive foul. And Kelly gets back just in time for the second half to start. And Kelly,
I'm talking to an official over there.
the floor general or the floor keeper, or what were we going to call him? Was that who you're talking to?
Yeah,
Sullivan.
Yeah, I was.
What were we? I told him what we were going to call him.
Floor prep.
The floor prep guy. Yeah.
He's just like our old buddy track prep.
Yep, Mr. Floor Prep. His excuse to me was that he didn't want to waste time waiting on somebody to get a towel. He knew where it was, and the clock was running. I said that would be the exact reason to waste time because the clock was running.
Yeah, but shouldn't they shut the clock off to be able to do that at that time? Because I know in football, for certain things, they'll shut the clock off.
And Dalton Horwittle is getting a bag of ice taped to his ankle.
Looks
on
like
the far sideline.
Mark Kessler down there taking care of him. Not a better guy in the world out there to take care of you than Mark Kessler.
See, Dalton Horwittle's got some crutches. And West Hancock ball to start the second half of play. Tipped away by Braun. Saved. Oh, he was on the sideline. Gave it a big Spartan effort there, though, but couldn't get it done.
Yes, he did.
23-16, 7:54 to go in the third quarter. You didn't get to say what you thought needed to change. What about let's start with West Hancock. What do you think they have to do?
Well, the big thing is it goes back to just making inside shots, and they've missed a lot of threes, and sometimes you shoot a lot of threes, you're going to make a lot of threes, and they'll start falling. And BPC, they need to get some more guys in the scoring column.
Yeah, 15 points is great for Bittner, but there's not a lot from anybody else.
No,
is there?
You're absolutely right.
I mean, they had 3 or 4 other guys score. One of those is on the bench now, though, so he won't be playing anymore. So they need to get some more people involved. There's Lemaire for 3. It's short. Himes with the rebound and the putback. Alec Himes gets the bucket to fall and makes it a 5-point game, 23-18. Want to wish Colin Lemaire a happy 18th birthday today. The senior for the Titans, celebrating his birthday, wanting to get a win. BPC is trying to have a little something to say about that. Oh, I was going to say. Yeah, it was.
It's going to be a traveling or a foul.
Yeah, that was a little bit of. That was like 3 steps, actually, I think.
I think Sam thought it was Friday night, but Friday night in the fall, the way he had that arm out there getting ready to jack somebody.
I think, now, Coach, that was completely for balance. He wasn't looking to push off. He was just balancing himself. That's all that was. Lemaire with it now. Gerhardt backs it. Oh, he about drugged that foot, too. These two teams, and there's a 3 on the way from Siegfried, and it's.
Oh,
it went off right off of West. It didn't touch anything. West. It's one of those deals where when you're on the other side of the rim, you're not supposed to have to catch it.
Yeah, he was looking up at it and thought it was going to hit the rim, and it didn't.
No, it just bounced right off of him. Yeah. Luke Jacko puts the shot up. It's off, no good. On the floor with it, bounces it out, gets it to Himes. Now left side to Gerhardt for 3. That one's short. Rebound to West. And he'll bring it up the floor for the Spartans. And that was anything but pretty for BPC, but it ended up not hurting them too bad.
Yeah, they got the ball back.
Alleman with it. probably see a lot of him with Horwittle out.
Yes, I think you're right.
And he played pretty well there in the first half, even though he didn't score. He played pretty well defensively and was after the basketball, so he'd be a good one to have in there. West for three, that's off the mark. I almost banked it in, actually.
You know, we haven't seen a lot of Strode tonight.
No. Strode played pretty well there Wednesday night.
Yes.
He hasn't done a lot here in this one, and that's a Euro step that didn't even end up with a shot. It ended up with a not good pass. And West is going to get called for the block, or Bittner, I don't know which. You got to be willing to take the hit, right? They're going to call it on Bittner. Team second, but you got to be willing to take that hit, right?
Well,
you can't turn out of the way or bail out of the way on it.
The thing about it is that Siegfried goes in there and he's out of control. So what do? You're standing in the way and he just runs into you. You know?
But you can't turn. If you don't turn and try to run away from it, if you stand your ground facing him, you get a charge in that situation. But when you turn your shoulders to him and let him push you out of the way, then you get a block. I mean, that's by rule, that's how it is. You got to stand your ground.
It should be.
And it shouldn't be. You're right, but that's by rule it is. That should have been a jump ball probably too. And now a 3-on-2 coming. Siegfried for three. It's good.
I will tell you, the West Hancock fans are getting up and rolling, aren't they?
They are. Not a lot. There's really an amazingly small number of people here tonight.
Yes.
For this for this final game of the night.
Yeah. And hometown game.
Right. Alec Himes picking up the foul. His third, team's first.
Here we see Strode coming in.
Ezra Mason and Dalton Strode checking in, and Nolan Hurt checking in for the Titans as Himes takes a seat again. Bittner with it. Well, that's pretty close to a carry, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really close to a carry.
I've noticed quite a few of those.
Dalton Strode for three. That looks good. It is. He answers for BPC, and he was the one you mentioned you hadn't seen a lot of. There's now another three on the way, and that's Isaac Siegfried. And the offenses came to play a little bit more here in the second half. 26-25. Dalton Strode looking now. He's going to drive, pull up, give it to Alleman. Back to Strode. Picked up by Lemaire. He's going to drive. I don't know where that was going. Siegfried. Nope, that's not Siegfried. It's Gearhart. And I think Strode or Mason are going to pick up the blocking foul there. It is Mason.
Mason.
And that'll be a timeout on the floor. Then for immediate timeout. We'll take a break as well and be back here on TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH right after this.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and they care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's
like a huge weight lifted.
I chose physical therapy because I knew I wanted to be in the healthcare field. I wanted to be able to help patients in some way related to more in depth. We get to know our patients, and that's really what kind of sets us apart.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH, and Bittner down there getting a cramp stretched out, it looks like. He's been the star of this thing so far for BPC.
Yes, he has.
15 points. Hasn't scored in the second half yet.
Hasn't scored second half, but he has 15 in the first half.
At the free throw line to give his team a lead possibly is Brian Gerhardt for the Titans.
And actually, Dalton Strode's the only score they've had. They've only hit that three. And we were talking earlier, both these teams kind of match one another where they go on lulls of not scoring.
Yeah, and that'll probably change as the season goes along, right?
Without a doubt.
First free throw is good by Gerhardt, and we're knotted at 26.
A lot of times you see teams, and I know this is very true in football, that come right out of the bat and play so well early, and they hit that peak, and then by the time the playoffs or the tournament starts, they're starting to go downhill.
Strode with it, skips it across to Bittner. Picked up by Gerhardt, and they aren't letting him go free at all, are they now?
No.
And now Hurt comes down and takes it away from Hensley, and Hensley could have got another foul there. So could have Mason. Siegfried's going to go back, and Strode is going to take the foul. Going to call it on the floor. And Isaac Siegfried, a little bit of showboating right there in Dalton Strode's face. If this is the NFL, he'd have got a penalty.
Hey, you score a touchdown, be happy. You get a sack, be happy.
Oh, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying if it was the NFL, he would have got a penalty.
You're exactly right.
Siegfried for three. Luke Jacko battling around with it. Finally, Hensley comes up with it. And Hensley, and they're going to call a double foul.
Man.
And Isaac Siegfried got a bloody nose out of it. Coach Dahl is talking to Impinson over there. I'll tell you what, if there's anybody on this team for BPC that you don't want to get chippy with, it's Sam Hensley.
I was thinking the same thing.
Because Sam ain't going to make it look like he did it on Prairie. He's just clearing out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I thought he got hit with the ball instead of the elbow.
No, he got him right in the chops with the elbow. There's no doubt about it. You go back and watch that on replay because I'm sure Miles had it, and it was right in the nose.
Yeah.
Hopefully Siegfried is okay because that probably did hurt for sure.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a jump ball, possession to BPC after the
Coach Dahl, he's still doing some chewing, isn't he?
Yeah, and
has every right to.
Yeah, I think that Siegfried did foul Sam. Don't get me wrong, but didn't a few years ago you were talking about point of emphasis? Wasn't clearing out with your elbows a point of emphasis several years ago that they kind of had taken out of the game?
Mm-hmm.
And Sam most definitely cleared out with an elbow right there, and he did it on purpose. He doesn't normally do that. He raised his elbows up eye height. And now he got fouled there, no call, and then they're going to foul Alleman. Alleman's going to be at the free throw line. Now Sam's going to get fired up. I'll tell you what, folks, Sam is the one to watch. If you want to watch how the spirit of this team goes, Sam is the one to watch the spirit because he will be it for BPC. There's no doubt about it. His team trailing by 1, 27-26. Alleman misses the first. Chance to tie it now with 3:03 to go.
That's only the third free throw on the night for BPC.
Well, West Hancock hasn't shot a whole ton of them, have they?
4. No, 6.
Second one is good. We're tied at 27. Lemaire with it now on the dribble. And you're right, this one is getting chippy. Getting more and more chippy as it goes along, too. Hurt with it now. He's going to give it to Lemaire. Lemaire spin. Oh, nice spin move. Dumps it out to Hurt for 3.
Oh.
In and out. And Hurt is one of the kids that Coach Dahl says is going to be a very good player for him. He's just young. Now Bittner for 3. It's way off the mark. And it's 27-27. Now, nice jab step by Gage Scott. And he gets the bucket and his team a 2-point advantage. Nice little jab step to a charging defender, and he went right around. And now Braun for 3. It's in and out, no good. Jacko with the rebound. Lemaire dumps it out to Gerhardt for 3. It's good. And a timeout on the floor, charged to BPC. It's going to be a full timeout for the Spartans. Their first. This game being brought to you by Farmers and Merchant State Bank of Bushnell. For over 100 years, Farmers and Merchant State Bank of Bushnell has been serving the local community's needs for personal business banking, as well as home and agricultural lending. They also have an outstanding trust department. Stop by the main branch at 484 East Main Street or their drive-up facility on Cole Street to learn more. F&M is a member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Also, M&B Furniture, Bushnell's only furniture store. M&B Furniture is a mainstay in the community and offers free delivery within 40 miles. Everything you need to furnish your new home or to replenish an old one. Stop and see the fine folks at 41 West Main Street, or find them on Facebook, Instagram, or on the web at www.mnbfurniturinc.com. You can also call 309-772-2111. And Webb Family Farms. Webb Family Farms has been growing corn, soybeans, and Spartans for 5 generations. Nathan, Lisa, Jamie, Cyrus, Terry, and Linda wish all BPC athletes good luck this season. Well, it has been a dominating quarter for West Hancock here in quarter number 3. And the thing that maybe I noticed the most is the crowd being involved in this game for West Hancock. They've almost, pushed their team to the top.
Yeah, they have. And we got a lot of them right here with us.
There might be as many West Hancock fans here as there are Bushnell fans, in all honesty.
Yes.
They're making more noise, that's for darn sure. Bittner with it. Nice give and go to Hensley. Hensley's shot is up, rattles around and falls off. Tipped around. Himes finally comes down with it for West Hancock. Lemaire gives it to Gerhardt. Isaac Siegfried is still
up on top, isn't he?
Shot off, no good. Hensley with the rebound off the floor, trying to get his nose to stop bleeding. Down it goes to Alleman, tipped away by Scott, bounced around, picked up by Gerhardt, over to Himes. Himes' shot is up and in. Mackay West. Bittner has been a non-factor here in this third quarter, hasn't he?
Yes.
Braun for 3. It's in and out, no good. Yeah, Hensley's going to pick up his 4th, I think. We'll see. It could be on Alleman, though. Nope, it's on Hensley. BPC has been outscored 18-3. Is that right? 18-4.
18-4.
Now Lemaire is going to back it out for one shot here. Barker getting ready to check in for BPC. Probably will not do it till the end of the quarter. Bittner going to come out now, making him at least do something with the basketball. 20 seconds remaining in the third quarter. When you've had a quarter like this and you're up by 7 now, you can waste a minute at the end of the quarter, right?
Yeah. It's down to
7 seconds. Lemaire going to get called for the carry. A turnover to BPC. Just wanted to prove me wrong that Barker was going to get in before the end of the quarter, right?
Well, the big thing is what you were talking about earlier about the carry. You said, they got one there.
Bittner was waiting under the baseline to get the ball. The referee was saying, up here. 5.5 seconds remaining. West has got it. He's going to have to hustle to get some sort of a shot off. Himes is there. Braun for 3. It's up and off, no good. Got a pretty good look, but it didn't fall.
Yeah, I did.
Fourth quarter here at Bushnell Prairie City High School. The Titans have taken control, 34-27. We'll be back after this on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
We're always moving. Scratch that. We're always moving forward. But forward can sometimes look a little backwards. Or like circles. Or like nothing at all. But we never stop. We never stop because life never stops. It's hard.
I became a nurse practitioner because I wanted to do more, I wanted to learn more, actually have more hands-on individually with patients. The rewarding part for me is that I get to come to work and learn something new every single day.
Welcome back to Bushel and Prairie City High School. Off air, we were talking Horwittle on crutches. I don't know what you were getting ready to say, but I'm going to guess something about this team's different without him on the floor.
Yeah, but the big thing was I was going to say, he's a tough nut because he jumped right up, and I've seen guys do that, and their foot may be broken, it may go the opposite way and so forth, and I was thinking that, and he just kept walking, and he wanted to walk it off, but I think it was hurting so bad, but he got up and walked off the field, off the court, I should say.
Luke Jacko with the bucket. 9-point advantage now for West Hancock. That's a jump ball. Possession to BPC. Intensity level change check for West Hancock in the second half.
Yes, it has.
If he had boxes to check at halftime, and that was one of them, it sufficiently did so. Alleman now on the inbounds pass. Shots off, no good. Alleman has it again, and he's going to be fouled that time by Gerhardt, I think. And Coach Dahl gets told to go back to the box. Oh, Jacko picked it up instead.
Whoa.
Boy, I didn't think that was who was going to get it. Did you?
No.
Is that 3 on Jacko or 4?
That's 3.
3. Alleman shooting 2. He's 1 for 2 here in the second half. Making 2 for 3. And anytime the Spartans can score without the clock running now is probably key for BPC. Second one is short. Rebound to Gage Scott for the Titans. Lemaire. Gerhardt. Himes pull up, free throw line jumper short. Off the floor. It's going to be West with it. Makai West going to bring it down for BPC. Gives it to Ezra Mason. 7:16 to go in the basketball game. 3 on the way by Bittner is good. Brian Bittner had Gerhardt right in his face and shot right over the top of him. And it's a 5-point game, 36-31. Lemaire dumps it down to Himes, left side. Himes is going to drive. And he runs right over Alleman, and that's a good call. Alleman did exactly what I talked about earlier. You come in with your head down, you got to hold your position. Don't turn away, don't shy away from contact. Stand there and let him hit you. That's exactly what Carter Alleman did, and he drew the foul.
Yes, he did. Very nice job.
I mean, those are. It takes a certain kind of mentality to take a charge. I mean, it really does.
It does. You're absolutely right.
We say it like it's easy to do, but now Alleman goes right to the rack. He's going to draw another foul, and Carter Alleman now trying to kind of take things into his own hands a little bit for BPC. That's on number 20, Gage Scott. Team's 6th, and BPC will be in the bonus now the rest of the way.
Oh, they got technical on Coach Dahl.
Bench. That's the 7th team foul. And Carter Alleman's going to shoot his 2 free throws. BPC could be down by 1 here if they can make all 4 of these free throws. First one is good. And you talk about a momentum changer.
Yes.
Second one is good as well.
I'd leave him there.
That's what they're going to do. He's 4 for 6 from the free throw line here in the fourth quarter. Am I right? Or in the second half?
Okay, yeah. You were right. I was looking at wrong.
One possession ball game. BPC, if he makes this, and he didn't, but BPC's got a chance to tie or take a lead here with a 3, and they'll get the ball back. Man, that's a huge, huge change.
Yes, it's a 2-point ball game right now.
36-34. And now a 2-1-2 zone again from the Mason for three. It's good. And BPC has the lead. 37-36. And when this quarter started, would you ever have thought that was going to happen?
No, and the fans, BPC fans, are starting to get.
And Colin Lemaire on his 18th birthday says, kids, we got to stop this. Jumps from about 10 feet. The jumper's good from in the lane, and it's 38-37 West Hancock. Bittner, man, he's open for three. He's going to take it. It's good! A 2-point lead for BPC, 40-38. 5:59 to go, and this has got a good one written all over it. Now Lemaire's going to drive. It's going to be 2 shots. The basket did not fall. I believe Ezra Mason's going to get called for the foul. He is. Both teams are going to be into bonus the rest of the way. Lemaire's going to be shooting 2 free throws for West Hancock. His team is down by 2 now, 40-38, and BPC has raised the intensity a bit here in the fourth quarter themselves, but Lemaire has scored the last 3 for the Titans, and he's got another free throw coming here, a chance to knot it at 40 now.
Got it.
Second one is good. Into the lane it goes to Barker, out to Mason. Mason's going to drive, running one-hander is up, off, no good. Rebound to West, his shot's blocked. Rebound to Alleman, his shot's up and good. 42-40. Foul. Lemaire shooting free throws, move. First one is good. Lemaire's second free throw coming now. It's good as well, and we're knotted back at 42. Bittner's going to bring it up for BPC. Goes over to Mackay West. He's going to drive, dumps it to Alleman, who gets it down to Barker. His shot's off, no good. Tipped out, picked up by Jacko, and it's going to go back the other way. Gerhardt with it for the Titans. Over to Lemaire. Lemaire now dumps it down to Luke Jacko. His shot's up and in. And it's a 44-42 game for the Titans with the lead. And a timeout on the floor going to be charged to Bushnell Prairie City. We'll take a break as well and be back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, right after this.
Looks like Sam Hensley's going to be checking back in.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and that care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's
like a huge weight lifted.
And we are back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Kelly's going to be doing a little bit of something different here. Just touch the button if it's a 2 or a 3 or a 1, 2 or 3 or 1 for each team.
Okay, I see it.
And we got to get caught up because I'm a little behind. So let me see that. It's 44-42. There we go. We're caught up now. Bittner with it. He's going to give it to Mackay West. Now to Bittner. Bittner has it stolen away by Himes. Himes gets it, gathers it back up. He goes back the other way. And going to call Mason for a block. I believe that is who's down there. It is Ezra Mason. And he was there for quite some time, but they're going to call the block anyway. Mason's fourth foul. Kelly, it seemed like he was set pretty well for that, to take that charge. And
yeah.
Now Dalton Strode's going to check in to replace Mason. Two free throws coming here. Second free throw, good. It's 46-42 now. Kai West with the basketball out at the half-court stripe. On the dribble now, picked up by Himes again. Himes going to get another steal if he ain't careful. And another timeout charged to Bushnell Prairie City. It is a full timeout, and you can see Coach Snyder less than impressed there, Kelly, with what was going on for the Spartans offense.
He was not happy. Was not happy. You know, we got 4:02 left. It's 42-46.
(46-42), 4:02 to go. This has been a much more eventful second half than first, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. I will tell you, you know, both teams have really picked it up and played pretty well. And you know, the big thing is, Dwayne, is the intensity. And when something gets flowing, the fans are starting to get into it, and it's just kind of going back and forth.
This is what we wanted. This is why you want fans in the gym, right?
You're exactly right. And, you know, they played so long. It's so nice to have fans back in the gym. And, you know, if you're a basketball fan out there and you have been and you haven't been going to the games, and, you know, there's so many people in every community that go to basketball games. You know, they don't have any kids in school, but they still go to the high school basketball games because they enjoy them. And if you're those people sitting at home, hey, put your mask on, get out here and enjoy some basketball.
I mean, we want you to watch the games, of course, but with us, but we also want you to get out here and support the kids as well. Sam Hensley's in the game with 4 fouls. Run us through foul trouble. Both teams have a couple players with some foul trouble, don't
yeah,
they?
Sam Hensley's got 4, and then Himes and Jocko's both got 3.
And Mason's got 4 now as well. 3 on the way by Strode, missed. Himes with the rebound. Three on the way. That's Himes. It's short. Picked up off the floor. Gage Scott comes down with it. And I believe that number 11, Dalton Strode's going to get the foul. He is.
Yes.
No shot. It's on the floor. 1 in bonus coming for Gage Scott. First one is good for Gage Scott. Gives his team a 5-point lead. Still 2 possessions, Kelly, but every time they make a point that you can't answer to, it gets a little more difficult, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Like we talked about earlier, free throws are a big key.
And he hit them both. BPC got back into this thanks to free throws in a large part, though. So. More coaching from this side of the court, too. 3 on the way from Strode, no good. Hensley with it, goes up with it. His shot's up and in. Hensley gets the bucket to fall, and BPC back on the scoreboard, trailing by 4 now. Lemaire with it, pull-up jumper, right elbow. Off, no good. Rebound to Dalton Strode. Makai West playing the point for BPC now. And away from the basketball, another pick charge. It's on Dalton Strode. It's his 3rd. Braun is checking out. That is the team's 10th foul, though, so that means that they'll be shooting double bonus the rest of the way. Oh, that was almost a travel right there. Lemaire gets it, now goes back, dumps it off to Luke Jacko, and it's another bucket and a 6-point lead for the Titans. Braun with it. Backs it out, has it tipped away. Gets it back. Goes to Hensley to a cutting Bittner. Bittner wanted a foul, no call. Lemaire is going to take it back the other way for the Titans. Lemaire drives, dumps it out. That's Gerhardt out there. Now to Himes. 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. 50-44 is the score. And they're going to take the air out of the basketball now, Kelly, and run as much time as they can. And now a foul is going to be called on Braun.
You know, Lemaire does a very nice job handling the basketball out on top.
That's going to be a double bonus for Lemaire. Yes, he does. You're exactly right. So shooting 2 here for Lemaire. That one's in and out, no good. Ezra Mason with 4 fouls, checking back in for BPC. 2 minutes exactly on the clock. It's a 50-44 game. Make it a 3-possession game, 51-44. BPC can't give up any possessions the rest of the way. They need to score on every possession now as West is going to drive in. A little Euro step and gets the bucket to fall. And then Ezra Mason is going to knock it away, and I really thought that might have went off a Titans player, but looking through the camera lens is kind of hard for me to tell, Kelly.
Well, I glanced down because you got me doing too many things over here.
I feel your pain.
Oh, man.
People falling all over the place now. Scott's going to drive, and they're going to call a charge on Gage Scott, an offensive foul. Alleman drew another one, and BPC is going to get the ball back down by 5. A chance to get it to a 1-possession game, and now the West Hancock Titans are going to go a little full-court man pressure, it looks like, against BPC. Make them use as much time getting the ball up the floor as possible, right?
Let that air out.
Makai West again with it. He goes to the hoop. His shot's up, blocked. He gets his, well, it's going to go to Alleman. Back down to West, who looked to a cutting Hensley. Saved inbounds. It's going to be West with it. And a timeout is going to be called by BPC. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here.
5-point ball game, you know, very interesting. And the big thing is BPC's got to get a shot. And if they're playing in the paint like they have been, you know, they got to get that old-fashioned 3.
.110 remaining, 51-46 is the score. Hey, you did a good job on the scoreboard there, kid.
Hey, I got that figured out.
Did you keep track of fouls?
No, I didn't.
I don't even know what it is, 10-8?
Yeah. Spartans got 10, Titans got 8.
Ezra Mason goes to Alleman. Hensley for 3, top of the key. It's off, no good. West with the rebound. He puts it back up. It's blocked from behind. West gets the rebound, gets it into Alleman. Luke Jacko with it. Mason is going to give it to Lemaire. Actually gets it to Jacko as Mason cut off. And then Hensley is going to foul out, right?
Yes.
Shooting 2.
But had to get the foul.
That's the second game in a row Hensley's fouled out of. 43 seconds remaining. That was BPC's. That might have been BPC's chance. If he makes both of these, this job gets really hard now.
Yes.
But they had the ball with 2-possession game, a chance to get it to a 1-possession game twice, and didn't get it taken care of. Gerhardt makes the first one. 43 seconds on the dot remaining. 52-46 is the score now. The Titans with the lead. Chance to make it 3 possessions, and Gerhardt will. West with it. Strode, you got to shoot that. You can't take time. Wastes way too much time. Way too much time. Mason for 3. It's off the back of the rim, no good. West gets it. 20 seconds left. Bittner for 3. It's off the back of the rim, no good. Strode had it, tipped away. Now Himes is going to go back the other way. And Strode should probably get that, but I think they're going to give it to Mason. Nope, they're going to give it to Strode. That's 4 on Strode. It's 53-46. Alec Himes at the free throw line to shoot 2. First one is well short. Braun checking in for Mackay West. Himes' second free throw is off, no good either. Alleman with the rebound. 8 seconds. Mason for 3. It's off the front of the rim, no good. Lemaire with the rebound, and that's how it's going to end. 53-46, the final. The Titans of West Hancock improved to 2-1 on the season. BPC falls to 0-3. And we'll take a break here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. And be back right after this.
MDH has committed to having a top-notch OB-GYN unit.
The new facility, the Dolores Cater Schweitzer Women's Center, this is a quality facility that the patients need to match the quality of care.
And then we also have a new clinic, which is state-of-the-art.
And here at McDonough, we have a team. And everybody feels like they're a part of the successes that we have.
We have a strong team in our office and in labor and delivery. You will get the best care at McDonough District.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and that care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's
like a huge weight lifted.
And welcome back to Bushnell Prairie City High School. Game brought to you by Bushnell Banking Center. Bushnell Banking Center, located at 360 South Green Street in Bushnell, offers full-service banking and loan services for all of your banking needs. Come visit the Bank of Friendly Service or call them at 309-772-2345. Good luck, Spartans. Bushnell Banking Center, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Post-game show brought to you by JoJo's Gaming Parlor. JoJo's offers the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game nights, check out TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH Events, live on the big screens. Come join your friends at JoJo's, located at 776 North Cole Street in Bushnell, and cheer the Spartans on to victory. Not a victory tonight, unfortunately, but they did come back and have a lead in the fourth quarter in a game. They showed some stick-to-itiveness tonight that they had not shown up until this point. So even though it's a loss, they didn't quit tonight, which I'm not saying they ever really quit, but
they didn't hang their heads.
They didn't hang their heads tonight, you know, and they kept their heads up and they battled back on several different occasions. So I think you can build on that, but unfortunately, still a loss.
It is, but you know, they're into games. You know, there's losses and then there's losses. And, you know, the biggest thing is as a coach, you got to take all the positives. You know, you'll go in and break down film and sit down with the kids and you'll show them that. But you always got to end with positives and the good things that you did. And they did a lot of good things. And, you know, the big thing, you know, as I look down here, they had some more guys in the scoring column tonight. And I mean, not big scoring, but are helping out. And if you get 4 or 5 guys helping out, scoring 2 or 4 points, that adds up quite a bit. And, you know, the big thing is West Hancock just had more guys in double figures. And that's the that's the thing. But, you know, the Lemaire kid, I will tell you, I was very impressed with the way he took control of the ball game, went in the fourth quarter, and I more or less said, I want the ball in my hands. I'm going to take care of this.
And he took care of the basketball.
Yes.
He didn't score a ton of points, but he took care of the basketball.
But he was 5 of 6 from the free throw line, which is huge.
Right. And all those were in the fourth quarter, weren't they?
Yes.
Yeah. So
down the stretch.
When it mattered most, on his 18th birthday.
Yep.
He stepped up and did what his team needed him to do. Down by 7 they were at half. They came back and led by 7 at the end of the third quarter, and then BPC came back and took a lead.
Yeah.
So they could have very well folded just as easily as anybody else could, but they battled back, and then BPC battled back. It was a good game.
You know, Isaac Siegfried, he was out. You know, he scored 11 points into the third quarter, and he didn't even play in the fourth quarter. And that was the time for BPC to jump on him when he went out, because when Sam Hensley went out there early, that's when they took the lead and jumped up 4 or 5 points.
Right. Hey, Miles, can you go over and get Coach Dahl again for me? Yeah. Get Coach Dahl to talk to us, and then Coach Snyder to talk to us as well. A little physical, a little chippy, but you'll have that, right?
Hey, it was a good high school basketball game.
It was.
It really was. And you know, you sat down and the good points and the bad points, but, you know, overall it was just a good basketball game, and kids were playing hard. And you can't take anything away from either team as hard as they both played tonight. You know,
I don't disagree with that comment whatsoever. They both played hard, and they both showed resiliency tonight. And Coach Snyder looks like he's going to beat Coach Dahl over here. So we'll get Coach Snyder on here first, if he's going to come out here, and then we'll get Coach Dahl on after that. Get Coach Snyder on here real quick. Well, Coach, I know obviously not how you wanted it to end, but I felt like for the first time this week they really showed some resiliency. They could have quit or put their heads down at the end of the third quarter, and they didn't. They came back in the fourth quarter and made a game of it.
Yeah, but if we do stuff that we talk about in the huddle, and do stuff that we talk about at halftime, and move it onto the floor, then, you know, we're still winning this game. Not taking anything away from West Hancock. They're a great team, but if we execute what we talk about, then we win.
You took one timeout, and you were as frustrated. I've seen you coach for parts of 3 years now, and I was as frustrated as I think I've ever seen you when you took that timeout when Makai West was bringing the ball up, and he was standing over by you and not running an offense, it didn't look like, or at least not running what you wanted him to run, and you took a timeout.
Yeah,
pretty upset.
And it just goes, like I said, we just need to execute. That's when it comes down to it. We need to execute our stuff and know where we're supposed to be.
Kelly and I were just talking about it being a physical game. It was kind of a rough game at times, but it was just good, hard-fought high school basketball.
Yeah, it was a good game, a physical game. Like I said, they're a tough ball club. They play in-your-face defense, and we got to be a lot stronger with the basketball.
You know, the one thing we talked about Wednesday night was where your kids kind of hung their heads, but I thought your kids played hard the whole time tonight. And the big key in the ball game is when Dalton Horwedel got hurt. I mean, he's your ball handler, he's your point guard, and he goes down, and I think that hurts you a little bit. But, you know, the rest of the guys, you know, they played hard.
Yeah, we got to have somebody step up. I'm hoping it's not too bad of an injury for him, but we got to have some guys step up and handle the ball for us that probably aren't accustomed to.
Carter Alleman, I thought, played pretty well for you down the stretch. He stepped up, got physical, was a force on the boards, made some key free throws to get you back in the game. He did some really good stuff for you tonight.
Yeah, he played hard, and you know, he's been getting ready to get more minutes and everything because he's playing hard. He's busting his butt in there. He's boxing out. He's doing everything we're asking him to do. So he played well tonight.
Well, Coach, we won't keep you too long here. I know this isn't the kind of game you want to talk about. You got a lot of work to do, and you got a bunch more games tomorrow.
Yep, we got 2 games tomorrow, and I'll probably be here until hopefully not as late as I was the other night, but I'll probably be here until midnight, so we'll be all right.
All right. Well, thanks, Coach, for coming and talking to us. We'll talk to you tomorrow after a victory. How about that?
Sounds good. I hope we get one.
All right.
Thanks for everything you guys do. Appreciate it.
Not a problem, sir. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Good luck tomorrow.
Coach Snyder talking to us in the post game. Coach Dahl is right down the way. Can't get his attention. Just bring the little guy with you. He can be on the interview too.
Yeah.
Can he talk yet?
Not yet. He said, You put food in front of him. He tries to get it.
Well, there were times in that game you weren't very happy, but you're probably at least happy with the outcome. But
I'm really happy with our effort the second half. Our first half effort just wasn't there. It was like we weren't ready for the battle.
Well, you came ready for the battle in the second half, third quarter especially. Then BPC kind of brought it back to you there in the third quarter or fourth quarter, didn't they?
They did. We had them. They hit a 3, and there was a couple situations. They took advantage of a couple miscues we had, like loose balls under the basket. They got and scored, and that kind of made it. A little closer. But I thought our big thing we did really well is we defended well, and then we made our free throws.
Yeah, free throws down the stretch were key. Colin Lemaire, 18th birthday today, and big at the free throw line down the stretch for you.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even know his birthday. Well, congrats, Colin. Happy birthday.
Well, his mom might have came and told me. So.
Yeah, that's great. I'm happy for him because he didn't make many baskets early, but I was really happy for him at the end to be able to get some buckets.
Well, how's Siegfried's nose?
It's about as crooked as the Mississippi.
Oh, that's not good.
The middle part of his nose is over by his eye.
So does that mean that he's going to have to be a mask wearer for a few weeks?
Yeah,
probably?
I think so. And I also think I don't want to talk about that. I guess I better not.
No, you probably shouldn't talk about it. We just want to make sure Siegfried.
Yeah, I'm glad he's. I'm glad he's okay.
Right. I do have to give you a little bit of a hard time because we were in the hospitality room in between games talking about how many technicals and stuff You ended up getting one today.
I did, and I deserved it.
You think that's foresight or something? We were talking about that?
I think so. I mean, they warned me like 5 times to get back in the box, and I just was – I don't know. I should have moved all my kids down further because I was never in the box. So I didn't even
the line is – the kids are usually past the line.
Yes,
that is a fact.
Yeah, I got to remember to do that because I was way over by the score table, and I know I deserved it. But I wanted them to hear me.
Yeah, well, you always want to be heard, don't you?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, it looked like I was giving Himes a little bit of a hard time at the start of the game. I said, looked like you took him out. He struggled a little bit real early. Said, looked like he was trying to work off some turkey or something.
Yes.
But he came back and played better after that, didn't
he? He did. And, he's twisted his ankle the first 2 games, and he had a couple of days off, but it still doesn't just heal that fast. So it's really hard to be able to. You like
He's
that
fine.
break?
He ain't going to hurt it. Say hi.
Take a bite. No, it's really hard to be able to like 3 or 4 days after you turn it, it's when it really hurts. So, I mean, he's played through a lot of pain and just done a really good job at it.
Luke Jacko did some good things for you tonight, too, I thought.
Jacko hurt us when he got his second foul, and I took him out, and I was just almost put him back in. I thought, no, I just can't. It's not that bad yet. Jacko was tough down the stretch. I thought he got so many big rebounds.
Yeah, he did. And we could really go down to Gage Scott did some good things for you tonight. I mean, there's a lot of people that did some good
Brian
things for
Gerhardt, I don't think he came out but once, and he maybe not at all. And he had to guard their best players all the time, and he really worked his tail off. He got his hands on a lot of balls, and I don't even know if he missed a shot, really. He made almost everything he took.
He was 6 for 6 from the line.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
And Bittner came out in the first half against you guys and was lighting it up, wasn't he?
He was.
That one three that he hit in the second half was Gerhardt was right. He shot it literally over the top of Gerhardt's head. He
Yeah.
wasn't that far away from him.
No, and if you make that, that's just a good shot.
Right.
I mean, he couldn't do anything else. It would have been a foul if he had done anything else.
Right. And sometimes you just have players that are playing like that, and you got to shut down the rest of them, and he's going to get his sometimes, right?
Yeah, and I just said you just have to make him work as hard as possible. And then he was bringing it up for a while, and I think he was getting tired because we started to go out. I had Bryant going up and guarding him full.
Right.
And then they had someone else bring it up, and I think that he had a really good game tonight overall. We had to do a lot of stuff to stop him.
Well, Coach, I know you got a little one here that's probably ready to go home.
Yeah, my grandson right here.
How old is this little guy?
He is right at, let me see, 8 months.
So is he dribbling a basketball yet?
Yeah, he's shooting it. I don't know if he's dribbling. He's not passing.
Oh,
He's
not
just
passing.
shooting.
Does that run in the family?
Yeah,
not
it does,
passing
because
thing?
I haven't ever passed an open shot up. I'll tell you that.
Well, Coach, thanks for talking to us. We greatly appreciate it. You want to say anything before we let you go?
Breck, you want to say something? Say. You hungry?
He says, I'll take a bite of it, but he doesn't want to say anything. So,
yes,
well, Coach, big day tomorrow, 2 games. So
yeah, without one of our good shooters, so we'll hopefully – but you know what? That's all right. We got to all learn how to play.
The nice thing about this is it's an early season tournament, and he'll be back in a week or two or maybe a few days, depending on what.
Yeah.
If he plays with the nose, the face protection
Get the
thing
tuning
on.
fork
That's
out,
right.
run that tuning fork up that nose, and
Yeah.
wiggle her out, and away they'll go.
I've had other places it doesn't look good.
Yeah. So,
But-
well, we hope that he's okay. We hope that he gets back for you, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow, too.
All right, Coach Dahl from the Titans talking to us for a couple minutes. And, Kelly, let's go through stats. We didn't do that real quick before we
All
call it
right,
quits.
let's go look at BPC. Ezra Mason ended up with 3. Carter Alleman had 7. Dalton Strode had 3. Horwittle, before he got hurt, had 2. Sam Hensley ended up with 6. And Brian Bittner ended up with 21 points. Good night for him. And then Micaiah West ended up with 2. And for West Hancock, Siegfried had 11, and that would be Isaac. And Gerhardt ended up with 12. And Lemaire ended up with 9. And
8 of them?
7 of them. 7 of them came in the fourth quarter. Gage Scott had 5. And then Alec Himes had 8. And Luke Jacko ended up with 2.
Jacko's his success.
I take that back. He ended up with 4.
His success was on the defensive end more than the offensive end. You want to see the stat sheet? That's our scoring if you want to take a quick look at it. Well, Coach, what's your plan for tomorrow?
Oh, I don't know. If we get off the air, we'll have to talk about it.
Okay.
I got to look at the schedule.
Well, before we go, for anybody who's still listening who knows anything about racing, we haven't talked about racing at all. Kelly Sears hung out with the man, the myth, the legend, Donnie Beechler for a while today.
Yeah, me and Donnie, we got together. He 4 Indianapolis 500s for him, and a lot of sprint car midget wins, Silver Crown wins, and he's actually getting ready to put together a Race Saver 305, and he's going to run at Circle City in Indiana, and he lives just south of Indianapolis right now. And came over, we swapped some parts, and talked about old times when me and him used to hang out together all the time. So.
Oh, back in the good old days.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and you find that kind of funny, but on my way home, I was thinking, man, I've been going to Jacksonville since I've been like 3 years old, 4 years old, and I was trying to think of my top 10 all-time sprint car drivers that race at Jacksonville, and he's in my top 2.
Yeah, he was good. I mean, he was good at pretty much anything you put him in.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good in a midget, and he was good in a Indy car.
When you win the Chili Bowl, you're pretty good.
Yeah, he was good in whatever you put him in. So it's always fun to talk racing, and we don't do enough of that. We need to do a show sometime just talking about racing.
I could be there. You know me.
Love to
if
talk.
anybody's got a good 410 out there, a 286.
Kelly's looking for one.
Let me know.
So for Kelly Sears, for Miles on the camera, I'm Dwayne. We'll be back tomorrow morning. First game starts at 10 a.m. We'll be on about 9:55. That's right, 9:55 a.m. Oh, goodness. With a whole bunch of basketball tomorrow, it should be a great day. 6 games here on TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH. You can find them on our Facebook page, all the links, or you can just go to the Hewlett Public Pro LLC YouTube channel and find all the games. They're already set up and ready to go. Pick the one you want and make sure you follow it when it comes on. Subscribe if you haven't done that yet. Thanks for joining us tonight. Once again, West Hancock beats BPC. BPC falls to 0-3. West Hancock improves to 2-1. We'll see you tomorrow morning.